vio la cara me dijo, ¡ay bendito! Mi padre no es John Travolta, mamá no es Iris Chacón. Con esta cara que tengo se tienen que conformar.
No me eche la culpa, yo no lo pude evitar. Con la cara que Dios me ha dado se tienen que conformar.
Hola, I am filmmaker Fernando Flores, interviewing Grammy Award winner Eddie Palmieri's lead singer, HERMAN Olivera. Pa' que lo sepa.
Al cantar yo soy la voz de aquellos soneros que de chiquillo me inspiraron a soñar. A son de rumba con salsa, boleros son cha-cha-cha, con sus mensajes sentidos de la vida en general. Ellos sembraron el árbol del cual yo soy heredero, de la clave del sabor de aquellos grandes soneros, de la clave del sabor de aquellos grandes soneros.
My hometown, right? It's Herman. But I'm known as HERMAN Olivera. I am a son of Puerto Rican parents who migrated here in the 1950s to the city of Newark, New Jersey in 1956. I was born in 1959 in St. Michael's Hospital, right on what's called now Martin Luther King. It was called High Street and Central Avenue. I was born there in 1959, January 30th, 1959, which makes me 60 years young. I grew up here. I went to school. I went to Peshine Avenue School. I witnessed the riots in the 1967. My father sent my mother, my sister, and me to Puerto Rico during the riots. When we returned from the riots, we went to live on South 7th Street, and I went to South 10th Street School for about 3 months. And while my father had done all the paperwork and applications were being done to move us into the housing projects of Seth Boyden, which is located in the southernmost part of the tail end of Newark, New Jersey, which is the city line of on the city line of Elizabeth, New Jersey. And that's where I came to live at the age of 8 years old. And I lived there. I went to Dayton Street School. I graduated from Dayton Street School, and I went to high school at Newark Tech. I graduated from high school in 1976. I grew up in a very multi-ethnical, multicultural projects. We were whites, blacks, Latinos, all as one big family. One big family, man. I never knew what racism was or being prejudiced was. That doesn't exist in my world. You know what I mean? So, you know, I had a very, very beautiful upbringing by 2 loving parents and a sister, loving mother, loving father, loving sister, and great friends who I grew up with in the projects. And I still carry those memories with me till today. You know, I think about all my people who have passed on to a better life, and those of us who are still behind here in the struggles, the daily life in this world that we live in. I started performing at the age of 15 years old. I started performing with different groups, local groups in New Jersey, La Orquesta La Justicia, La Orquesta La Sónica, El Conjunto Caramelo. And it was back in the 70s, man, when, I fell in love with what we call salsa music. Salsa is really a terminology that they use to describe the different rhythmic patterns, which are la rumba, el guaguancó, la guaracha, el son montuno, you know. But before I even became in love with the genre that which I perform, I was in love, and I still am, with black music. You know, I grew up with black R&B, with the Motown sound. You know, Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross. You know, I had the Carpenters. You know, I went into rock, Led Zeppelin, and, you know, Santana, who I was a huge fan of, and plus the trio music, which was played in my home. My father had an extensive record collection of all the great music of all the singers and groups of all Latin America. So my father was very responsible for putting me on this course of music listening sessions, of listening to great music. And that we would do on Sundays, because my dad worked all week and went to school, you know. And then on Sundays, my father would turn on, after church, he would turn on the record player, man. And that would go on from 12 o'clock to like 6 o'clock in the evening. So it was like 6 hours of nonstop. It was like he had his own radio program right now. And I got a huge musical education, you know, with trio music, with vocal music, you know, the greatest vocalists that came out of Puerto Rico, of all Latin America, you know. And so meanwhile, I'm getting fed my roots here, but outside the door in the hallway, I was listening to James Brown and Michael Jackson and Jackson 5, you know what I mean? And the Motown sound, Smokey Robinson, Temptations, and the Four Tops. And then you get this boom of this new music that comes out, like 1970, after the Shingaling and the Boogaloo era, you know, and those are the granddaddies of this music, you know what I mean? And so I fell in love with the music of my musical godfather, Mr. Eddie Palmieri. I fell in love with the music of Hector Lavoe, who influenced me. Cheo Feliciano influenced me. Chamaco Ramirez influenced me. Ismael Rivera influenced me. Rafael Cortijo influenced me. Ismael Quintana influenced me. Peter El Conde Rodriguez influenced me. You know, all these luminaries, all these big stars of the 70s, they're my idols, and those icons were my idols, and the people that I emulated and I looked up to, and not knowing what my destiny was going to be. You know, I'm just a humble kid coming out of the projects, man, out of North New Jersey, with a lot of adversities, and everything is going fast, man. You know, there's a lot of drugs in the neighborhood, there's gangs, there's warfare, there's you know, there's peer pressure, you know, and you're trying to find out where do you fit. You know, I wasn't much of a sports guy. I never played sports. So that was out. I didn't want to be in a gang because I don't like violence or what that brings. So you either were in a sports team, in a gang, or you were in a band. So I chose to be a musician. I chose the band because I love music. And that was my ticket out of the ghetto and out of the streets, you know. But I still maintain my essence, and I know where I come from. I've never forgotten that.
So is there any instruments that you play that you really enjoy playing instrument-wise?
Well, I'm a vocalist. I'm on over 60 musical productions, nominated 8 times Grammy, 2 Grammy winners with Mr. Eddie Palmieri, and I've been nominated on countless projects, about 8 or 9 nominations. I've recorded with just about everybody in the industry, and I got to work with a lot of my influences and a lot of my heroes, which is a big blessing to me, you know, because I thought that would never happen. That wasn't supposed to happen, you know.
How do you keep your vocals in shape? Is there anything special that you do?
It's a gift. It's a gift. I take very good care of myself. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't waste you know, my energy on negative things. You know, and as I've gotten older, I've learned how to take care of myself even more and take care of my instrument more, so that I'm able to work. You know, so that I'm able to work, and I just rest and take good care of myself, man. Mm-hmm. Exercise, you know, and take good care of myself. So
comparing the artists from the time when you first came into business and looking at the artists now, is there any different comparisons? Like some of the stuff that, you know, I know they got this, you know, internet, they got different, you know, programs that you can use now that wasn't even available back then. What would you say is, you know, totally different? Like, give us a, you know, then and now that you know, kind of see different.
Well, Antonio, program meaning as of when you go to recording studio. Right. Well, back then there was an auto-tune or Melodyne or Pro Tool. That means when you got in front of that microphone, you had to do it. It was a one-take thing, man, and you had to do it. You had to do it. You either sang, you either can sing or you can't sing. You know what I mean? There was no fixing it up and let's fix you up, and there was no auto-tune, no Melodyne, no Pro Tools. That was direct.
So what was the difference in the family structure from now to then? Like back when you came up, the family was more family oriented. You said, what do you miss from that's not there today?
What's not there today? Well, in my own family nucleus, my father and my sister, who have gone on, right, passed on, and it's just my mom and me.
Gotcha.
Do you collaborate with others, and what is that process like, if you do?
Of course, I've just did a great record with Nino Segarra, who's a very excellent vocalist, very well known in the genre, has had a lot of success. Chocorta.
Ya sabía que iba a terminar y no sé por qué razón me sorprende tanto que llorando estoy. Y yo te juro que jamás pensé encontrar tanta maldad en tu hipócrita manera de querer. Y ahora ves que me equivoqué y nunca hubo amor. Yo ya me cansé.
Perdona, nunca tuve la intención de ser el responsable del dolor que rompiera el cristal de la ilusión, haciéndote sangrar el corazón. Y ahora ves, también me equivoqué. Te ruego, olvídame, que pronto llegará
otro amor que cure cada herida en nuestra piel, que cubra de emociones nuestro ser, que borre los errores del ayer. Otro amor que no traiga temor ni soledad, que en cada paso de seguridad y en cada sueño la oportunidad de amar.
Lo siento si te hice tanto mal. Yo nunca te quise hacer sufrir, pero la vida debe continuar.
Yo solo quiero poder olvidar las lágrimas que derramé por ti, y espero nuevamente encontrar otro amor que cure cada herida en nuestra piel, que cubra de emociones nuestro ser, que borre los errores del ayer. paso de seguridad y en cada sueño la oportunidad de amar.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
Que cure cada herida en nuestra piel y borre los errores del ayer.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
No, si no te supe querer de la manera que mereces, culpable soy, perdóname 1000 veces.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
Que acepte que te has equivocado y poder seguir los dos por caminos separados.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
Olvídame, te lo pido. Tengo mis motivos.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
Las parejas se separan por 20.000 razones importantes. No romper los corazones.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
Yo no imaginé el daño que te he hecho. Hoy me hiere el alma, mi corazón está deshecho.
Oye, Herman.
Dime, Choco.
La realidad es que nosotras le pertenecemos a nobody. Nosotras no somos un objeto, somos mujeres libres.
Así mismo, Choco, los hombres y las mujeres no tenemos derecho de hacerle daño a nadie porque no quieran estar con uno.
Tienes toda la razón, te lo digo yo.
Ajá.
Redonda y cuadrado. Toma. Con Herman Olivera.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
Cuando este amor comenzó, era fantasía, el amor se apagó, no fue solo culpa mía.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
Eres sola que te envuelves en la bruma y te disuelves en la espuma alegándote de más.
Si todo terminó,
Otro amor,
entonces que haya paz.
Tú te vas para otra casa, yo me quedaré en mi hogar.
otro amor,
Estoy buscando un amor
otro amor.
y querer una vez más.
Seguir nuestros caminos, vivir con libertad.
Otro amor,
Ajá.
estoy buscando otro amor.
Olvídame, no te quise fallar. Llegar a tu vida quien te pueda amar.
Otro amor, estoy buscando otro amor.
Lo intentamos un tiempo, no pudo ser. Otro amor en mi vida será un renacer.
I just finished a new album with my musical godfather that just came out, which is Eddie Palmieri. The album is called Mi Luz Mayor, and it features one of today's biggest stars, Gilberto Santa Rosa, and a renowned guitarist, worldwide recognized, Carlos Santana, and myself. So it's a great album, and that just came out in December. We were very happy, very elated, you know, with the coming of that new baby, the birth of that new baby.
So your travels, the music business, and just being in the industry. Tell us some of the places that you traveled and some of the best venues you liked, in your travels.
Well, I've been very, very, very fortunate. In 1980, when I made my professional jump with a professional orchestra, I recorded my first album, and I went to Germany for the first time. That was 1981. In those 40 plus years, I've been traveling to Europe and through South America, but mainly through Europe. I've toured all through Europe. I've been to Siberia, I've been to Russia, I've been to Oslo, I've been to Norway, been all through Scandinavia, all through Holland, through the Netherlands, France. I've been to Japan 10 times. I've been to Israel 3 times. I've been to Turkey. I've been to Morocco. I've been to Canary Islands. All through the continent of Europe, all through England and Scotland. I'm getting ready to go back to Japan in April, the first week of April. I'm going back to Japan again, to Tokyo for a week engagements. All through South America, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Mexico, Panama.
So what would you say is your favorite part of this line of work, and what is the least?
My favorite line of work is that I get to work, and through my work, I'm able to sustain my home, my family. I'm able to provide, and I'm able to go out and perform, which is my livelihood, which is my life, and see the world, which I've been very, very blessed. See the world, meet people.
So, if you had the opportunity to work with an artist right now of your choice, any artist, who would be some of the artists that you would want to work with that you haven't worked with?
Well, I've been very, very blessed to have worked with just about all the major artists.
So you pretty much covered that. What's some of your favorite foods you like?
Favorite foods? Oh man, well, you know, I'm Puerto Rican, but I love Italian food, and I love Southern hospitality. When I go to Savannah, Georgia, so I could go with some fried catfish and some vegetables and you know, man, collard greens, and you know, I like all of that.
So on your downtime, what is it like? You know, on your downtime when you just relax and you ain't in the business mode, you're more into your self mode. What is it like? What do you like to get into?
I like to read, watch movies, swim, just hang out, man. Just relax, and chill, man.
So
Read a book.
So for an aspiring artist or aspiring musician that's looking to follow in your footsteps, what advice would you give them, entering or exiting the business?
Study your craft and be the best that you can be. Get the most out of your talent. Get the most out of the opportunities that are put in front of you. Believe in yourself and study your craft. You're going to be a vocalist, and study your voice. Study how to take care of your vocals, your vocal cords. You know, get a singing teacher, learn your scales, learn your warm-ups. You know, learn how to use your diaphragm, learn how to breathe.
So is there a special way to contact you for someone that's looking to book you for venues or different projects? How would they contact you?
Sure, you can, you can go, there is a Facebook page which is called Herman Olivera, El Sonero del Siglo XXI. And that's my Facebook page. It's more of a fan page, and it's run by one of my handlers. So they take care of that.
So you're originally from Newark, New Jersey?
Yes, sir. Born and raised, born and bred and raised here.
Tell us some of your favorite moments, like, you know, a moment that you remember most growing up in the city of New Jersey, or the city of Newark.
There were many moments. Going downtown Newark on the bus for the first time. For the first time, getting on a bus, 14 years old, to go downtown Newark. That was like a big deal. My mother let me go with this guy who was in school with me, but he's older than me, he was more mature than me. So, you know, I went downtown Newark. But also, you know, there was a huge sense of pride, of Puerto Rican pride in the city of Newark. You know, and the Puerto Rican Day Parade was something that we always look forward to every year. It was massive. It was massive. I had the honor of being the godfather of the Puerto Rican Day Parade about 5 years ago. You know, and the Senate presented me with a proclamation, and everything was very beautiful, very, very rewarding. I flew up from Florida to do that, to walk with the mayor, and you know, but it wasn't, the presence wasn't what I felt when I was a young kid, growing up, a teenager, and you know, it was just spectacular. You know, it was like if we were on Fifth Avenue, like celebrating Puerto Rican Day Parade, like in New York City. It was massive. that was, those are things that still I maintain that, and the energy that was in Newark, the cultural energy that was here, that I don't. Well, I'm gone. I've been away 10 years now, so I can't, But that's what I experienced when I was coming up.
Being someone that you might know, Naomi Ruiz, and she says, why did you choose salsa as opposed to R&B? Like, why didn't you go that route?
Well, I speak perfect English. I love jazz. I love Ella Fitzgerald. I love John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Charlie Parker, Sarah Vaughan. I love Tony Bennett. I love Sinatra. I love Sammy Davis Jr., Smokey Robinson. I love, and even though I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, and I speak perfect English, I can't sing in English. I don't have the soul to sing in English. You have to feel that. So it was easier for me to sing in Spanish because I dominate the language also. And I have a feeling for that. My heart is there. And that's a question that's been asked to me, that asked me that question many, many times. And that's the simplest answer, and the most natural answer that I can give you, because I don't have the heart, the soul to sing English music.
Awesome.
My soul and my heart is in singing, my Spanish music.
And we have another question from another fan, Herman, and this one comes from Dora Ruiz. And she's asking, my question to Herman is, when and where did you felt that moment of triumph?
Triumph. Wow. Well, triumph, I can't say that it's a moment of triumph, because it's always an ongoing process, and I've just been very blessed and very fortunate that I had a dream when I was a kid, and I guess that the dream came true. You know what I mean? But I am a student of music. I am a student of the music. I can't tell you that I'm a singer or I've accomplished everything. No, I'm still studying, and I'm still in the learning process. This is an ongoing process to the day that I part from this earth, that I pass on. So, I'm just a student of music, and I just keep getting into my craft, studying my craft, and bettering myself. You know what I mean? And I count my blessings.
los foribales el tambor. Camina delgado. Mira cómo dice.
This has been Fernando Flores here with HERMAN Olivera, and it's been my pleasure interviewing you with Antonio Younger. We look forward to interviewing you again in the future.
Well, the pleasure is all mine, and thank you, Fernando, and thank you, Antonio. The pleasure is all mine, and I'm looking forward to part 2.
Algo que tiene que ver con el canción que el cubo es esa que me quiere.
Mira, negra.
Bella.
Querido amigo, quisiera
Ajá.
que al recibirla presente. Querido amigo, quisiera que al recibirla presente se hallen bien y que la suerte los acompañe por doquiera. Se hallen bien y que la suerte los acompañe por doquiera. A nombre de Choco Horta, también HERMAN Olivera. A nombre de Choco Horta, también HERMAN Olivera. Un saludo muy cordial y las gracias le quiero dar por ese apoyo sabroso que nos dieron aquí en Suiza, por ese cariño bonito que nos dieron aquí en Suiza. Somos la combinación.
Y yo tengo una sonrisa, yo me siento muy contenta, contenta con este binomio, porque somos los maestros del binomio. Choco Locochón soy yo,
Mulato, ya yo me voy. Se me acabó la peseta. Ya yo no tengo respuesta. Pero si quieres seguir, entonces voy por ahí. Sabrosa la rumba. No me quiero despedir. Te doy toda mi bendición. Y sigue bien por ahí.
Es de seguir guarachando, nena.
Y yo estoy gozando chocolocochosamente.
Que Dios te bendiga.
También te bendiga a ti.
Vamos a seguir cantando.
Vamos a seguir
vamos a seguir vacilando.
Como
Ay,
dice
vamos a seguir cantando.
Vamos a
Ay,
seguir
vamos a seguir vacilando. Que la
guarachando,
gente no está
gozando.
escuchando. El público lo está bailando. Yo soy boricua, pa' que tú respetes. Yo soy boricua, pa' que tú respetes.
Te quiero
Nene,
también.
yo soy boricua,
Y yo también.
pa' que nos respeten.
Te quiero mi bien.
Y yo te quiero a ti,
Y yo te quiero más.
y yo te quiero así,
Está bien.
sencilla como es. ¡Échale! Mira cómo dice.
Sabroso, Germán Olivera. Aplauso para
Vaya
el maestro.
Choco. Aplauso
por
para
favor.
Choco Horta. Te quiero y te amo. Dios te bendiga siempre, mi negra. H para ti, mucho H. Ricky González, te quiero y te amo.
Y
Un
exceso
aplauso
músico.
para esta orquesta.
May Peters.
Vaya, todos los muchachos aquí, a Willy y a
De
Johnny
todo.
en las vocales.
Sonido. Willy Johnny.
De humanidad.
Oh.
Así es la humanidad. Oye, es la pura realidad, camarada.
¡Qué humanidad! Yo fui Germán pa' gozar.
El mensaje está claro. Lo único que necesitamos es humildad,
¡Qué
unidad.
humanidad! Yo fui Germán pa'
Van
gozar.
a decir mañana en el noticiero que los soneros pusieron a la gente a
¡Qué
temblar.
humanidad! Yo fui Germán pa'
En
gozar.
una tarima no podemos contender. Solo tenemos que
¡Qué
comprender.
humanidad! Yo fui Germán pa' gozar.
Y vamos a seguir cantando. Y vamos a seguir cantando. Que la gente quiere más.
¡Qué humanidad! Yo
Más
fui
y más,
Germán
más y
pa'
más.
gozar.
Nos vemos el año que viene. So long. Adiós. Goodbye.
¡Qué humanidad! Yo fui Germán pa' gozar.
Bueno, muy buenas noches a todos. Gracias, Stefano, Albert Torres. Gracias a todos ustedes.